Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Emerald Isle Golfer. Today we are in Macreddin, which is down the country in Wicklow. Absolutely beautiful course. It was designed by, well, there's the course layout. It was designed by Paul McGinley. Parkland, a lot of elevation changes. It's lovely. So let's get into it. First hole, lovely little par four, slight dogleg right followed by dogleg left. As you can see, it was another beautiful day. Believe it or not, the weather had actually been appalling all week. This was the first day of real blue skies. This second shot, not good. But it rolled on quite a bit and left me a shot just in front of the green, which is fine. Got a new chipper, got my Odyssey there, which is actually working out great for me, mostly. So let's watch. Yes, aim still needs a bit of work, but it's on the dance floor in three. I'm an 18 handicap golfer, as I mentioned before, and getting on the green in three and then two putting or one putting, that one was close, is pretty much good for me. That is hitting par or my par, which is bogey golf, and I'm perfectly happy with that. I probably could have edited out the little changes there, but hey, sometimes it's okay to leave raw footage. Blocking the ball completely with my foot, so that's great. Still down in two putts, so that's a bogey for the first hole, which I really don't mind. Second, par five, longish, relatively narrow. Well, the fairway is pretty decent, but there's a lot of trouble both left and right. Nice straight shot directly into the sun. I actually had no idea where that was. Thankfully, the tracer picked it up. I was able to find it. Middle of the fairway, as you can see, it's lovely. But like I say, you do not really want to miss left or right because those pine trees are quite unforgiving. I missed right, but I get away with it. As you see in the next shot, I've got a relatively decent angle into the green. Now, this shot, I had no idea whatsoever where it went. Lost it and stared directly into the sun. I drove up in the buggy with car path only that day, expecting to spend some time looking for it, but turned out it was lying right on the green, which is great. Believe it or not, that shot actually worked out really well and wound up on the green. So green in regulation, which is unusual. As you can see, it is just there, which is delightful for me. I'm very pleased. Left myself a very long putt, of course. Didn't do terribly, didn't do excellent. Putting is the area which I need to improve on. That is really where I'm letting myself down. That putt in particular was poor. I've been struggling a little bit with just leaving it just short, just left or right. So again, a bogey, that's absolutely fine. Next one is another par four. Macreddin really is a beautiful, beautiful course. The front nine are all along, go back and forward along the side of a mountain. So this is the highest hole, so to speak, and to the right of them are all the holes going down. For some reason, that shot got recorded in slow motion, so apologies for that. Normal service has been resumed. But as I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful course. It's walkable, but it's a difficult walk because, as I say, there's a lot of hills. The front nine, you kind of go across the slope, so to speak. The back nine is very, very much up and down. This video will only be the front nine. I'm busy working on editing the back nine. That'll be up shortly. This chip I'm actually pretty pleased with. Wound up almost, well, I wanted to go in the hole, obviously, but that was really not very bad at all. And making a 3-footer is always nice. So there you go. First par of the day, delightful. This hole is excellent. This group in front of me is more about the elevation change. Par three, downhill. You have seen by the clip I just recorded. It's a big, big drop. 120 meters, playing to about 100 or so. And yes, I don't tuck in my golf shirts. They usually start tucked in. They don't stay that way. So yes, I am a slovenly golfer. It's something I have come to accept about myself, and I ask you all to accept it as well. My wife is sitting next to me at the moment, and she's smiling at me as I'm talking to myself into a computer microphone. And I will not be asking her to add contributions because I don't particularly want to get divorced today. I watched an instructional video about using a modified form of aim point for short putts, and I'm just trying that out to see if that works for me. As you can see, it didn't because I missed. Not by much, but I missed. So bogey, again, bogey golf, perfectly happy with. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that the greens are quite rough looking, as in they're quite high. They're not very tightly mown. This is winter golf around. Now, the next two holes, there's my first shot off the tee, second shot off the tee, third shot onto the green, and then down for par. The group in front of me let me play through, so I didn't want to be filming while I was doing that because they were kind enough to let me go, so I wasn't going to, take too much time. Par four, again, I wanted to get through this. So first shot wildly into the trees on the right, got away with it, chopped out back onto the fairway for the second shot, then duffed the heck out of a chip, did it again, got myself on the green, and then a one putt, and then another putt. That put me down for a 6, which is fine. I felt a bit rushed there because the members were playing competition and they let me play through, which is kind of them. Hole 7, par 3. This is really quite down the valley, so it's quite boggy and quite wet there. Um, Not an excellent shot there, but luckily it stayed just out of that bunker, which was good because the bunkers were out of play yesterday because they were so wet and solid, which actually would have probably been better for me because I could have dropped. But this is what I had to do. Just hacked it out up onto the green, which turned out okay. And yeah, you'll see at some points the green shirt comes off and on. The sun is quite strong, so when you're in the sun, it's relatively warm. But then, oh, another one that I just left super short. This is something I need to work on. So yeah, the sweater came off and on about 15 times during the round because as soon as you hit the shadow, it gets freezing, and as soon as you're in the sun, you're roasted. Eighth hole, par five, beautiful long hole downhill. Again, great views. We're in the Vale of Avoca, which is an excellent part of Wicklow, which is in itself already a very beautiful county. Some of the Wicklow Mountains are in the distance. I could come up with what the name of the mountain is, but it would be a lie because I have no idea. Um, Ball way below my feet here, hitting a 7 wood just to progress it down. It looks better on the tracer than it actually was. It didn't go as far as I would have liked, so it left me a biggish 8 iron to get into the green in some fairly boggy conditions. The course was in great condition off a downslope. Still a long way out to par five. So progressed it. It's in the fairway. We only went 160, maybe 150 meters, but that's fine. It went more like 130, to be honest with you. But like I say, it was a fairly wet day, but given how much rain there had been in Wicklow this week, the fact that the course is as good a condition as it was actually amazing. That was dead at it, but just a bit short. Chipper again. Oh, not great. You have to laugh at these shots. Getting annoyed at mishitting is just, there's a run of holes here from the par three, up into this one, and spoiler alert, into the next one, where I sort of lose focus a little bit, and there's a lot of unnecessary mistakes, and also putts not going in that really should. I needed a coffee. I needed some food. I do find after 9 holes, if I don't eat something, I lose focus. I'm 52. I need to keep my energy levels up. That was okay. Pushed it a bit right. The ball off the tee was going pretty well, actually. It all went more or less where I wanted it to.
Wow. So that got, I sliced that straight into the bushes. It hit something hard, like a rock or something, and bounced 50 meters left back into the middle of the fairway. Just proving the old adage, it's better to be lucky than good.
I absolutely got away with that. I had no right being in that place. But hey, this happens sometimes. You can see by the notes being taken that the ground is just sodden. This did okay for me. Now, that was very poor. Just wasn't concentrating. Rather than resetting, I just went right and hit again. That was even worse than the previous one. But so I'm now lying there in four, and then this happens. Chipped in 4 or 5. No right with the shots that I played that hole to be scoring a 5. But you know what? I'll take it.
So, two duffed chips followed by a chip in. So that's okay. Not my best hole, but I'm gonna take it. Just in case the green that wasn't actually captured.
I'm sure you all believe me, but if I'm showing this to my mates, they wouldn't. Anyway, that is the front nine. What we have here is just a little preview of what the next number of holes look like. These will all be showcased in the second video. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all found it interesting. Please like, click, and subscribe, all the other good stuff. If you want me to come play your course, please let me know. I'd be delighted to come and showcase your home track or anywhere else that you think is going to be something that people should see. Right, I will leave you to enjoy these last few images of the holes, and I'll see you in the next one.